We have resignations in here. Not letting them sit on the side of the road, smoke or anything.
He acts like he, you know,
He's serious about something. Yeah.
First round of the playoffs, baseball, start Friday. Blacksher has got to drive 4.5 hours. First round to play Rand.
Yeah, I talked to, I had to go get blood work done this morning, Gary Lambert was there. And their softball team was going to Orange Beach today. And then I think he's supposed to go back to Brian.
Yeah, they're in the same area.
Yeah. And he was thinking about going to Randall. I told him the easiest way to get there is helicopter.
That is so stupid. I gotta go. There's all these other teams that's in the playoffs at the same classification as Blacksher. That's within 100 miles. But the state's gonna make them go all the way to Randall now, Clayton County.
Well, that's like in basketball. They'll have teams from Mobile play, a team from Mobile playing, a team from Mobile in Monroeville.
Yeah.
You know,
It might not be.
I mean, it's
It
crazy.
might not be.
Now they will get, of course, kids probably eat it up. I mean, they get to ride a nice bus, probably spend the night.
Yeah, I think we said they're leaving Thursday.
And I think the coach said they were gonna take in a baseball game while they up there. So win, lose or draw, the kids gonna come out all right.
Oh.
Excel's got to drive over to Ock, which hour and a half, something like that.
Somebody tell me that he right shit. He bought, he gave all his wives $1,000. A $1.2 million condo.
Holy moly. It's already on working on it
They
already.
have messed it up and they cannot conceive that they can mess it up and say it.
See what their goal was to give these guys some income.
And then not have to pay for it.
Yeah, and then it just got completely out of whack. And I knew it was gonna do that if they didn't write the law right.
But if I'm blocking for this guy, it's making $2 or $3 million.
You better, yeah, you better give me $100,000. And you better give me a steak up Saturday night after ball game over with.
Just messed it up.
It's, I figure it'll go a couple, 2 or 3 years, then they'll step in and say, we want to do something. Then it'll be too late.
It's hard to put that horse back in the stall after you let him out.
Anybody need these tickets?
It's just like, every time you try and catch it, you get stuck fast.
That's right. Then you do.
Yeah, it won't matter what school you go to. It's gonna matter what incentive you got to go to that school.
So there's gonna be very, very few go because their parents went or uncle went and they just love that university anymore. It's gonna stop a lot of that.
All about the money.
Well, I guess at 4 o'clock, we're in, getting our work session. The items that want to be up on the agenda, is where we have a request from the Kiwanis Club for a half fee waiver, for the Kiwanis Club in Monroeville for a gateway event to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the club on November 11th, 2022. I guess this is the first time since I've been here, they requested, so if we turn 75 here, though.
And when it printed front and back. So when y'all go through it, it's front and back of it. No, not that one, Mr. Miller. On the Kawani.
Oh, okay, okay.
The support
There
documents,
were
they're front
requests,
and back, yeah.
Okay, so this is a request and submitted by Mr. David Jr. If you need any further details, anything, you feel free to contact her. The next item that, probably gonna need a motion on is the iPads. They're basically from Verizon. 6 iPads totaling $5,399.94. The cost one was $899.99. The first net, we can get the iPads for $159.99. Only difference is Verizon is talking about like 128 gigabytes, these are 64 gigabytes. And for the purposes that we're talking about using, I think 64 is what it has. The one I got.
1 gigabyte probably enough for me.
You don't have to be one time.
So, and it's coming with unlimited data on the with cellular network and no roaming charges. In addition, I would like to go through and purchase one cell phone through FirstNet. And that follows in along with our attempts to set up tip line with the police department. So we can get information reported anonymous, they can call or they can text it in. People are these days, most people don't like to talk, they rather text anyway. But we have a system worked out where it be passed to each of the investigators by their own call. So we'll be mindful of that.
I know one person that don't like to check. That's you.
I've never checked. I've never checked.
What about, is there a monthly fee charge?
On with them, yeah, I think it's 37.
It's on that email. You should have it on. He don't. He's coming at 5. Brad is. But FirstNet. He's coming at 5.
Oh, okay. But, what it is, I think is pretty much I think it was a long listing for the rights. And when he told us about the iPads, we set up with the data and everything, and we decided we need to
On the scale, what are our advantages and disadvantages? I mean, better service, better range, more reliability, is it price, is it,
Well, on the,
access to the folks that we need when we have problems?
yeah, it's about access. Because see, with the data plan, then you got the internet and all those services available. And on the phone, that's voice and data unlimited on the phone. On the iPad, it's data, and the data will be unlimited. I think if I remember looking at it, I don't have the sheet here in front of me, but I think it was like 37.99.
But he didn't give me one this
I
year.
mean, what is it gonna replace?
A lot of it should replace a lot of this. Should.
And, we had discussed that if.
I'm fine, I'm just asking you a question.
Right, we had discussed if, you got Wi-Fi at home and you decided that's what you wanted to connect to and use it that way, then, we can do Wi-Fi here at City Hall also. So, we try with the data and, look at it and, think it's advantageous to have it, we can, shut it off.
All of the paper that I print for y'all here, it'll be on the iPad.
And, we had also looked at, having, stands,
Mhm.
and that was part of what they were going to do when they come in and put in the sound system. We're gonna have it wired here so we can have a stand, which I can then plug it up. Didn't see everything that goes on there. But,
Who's gonna crank me? Okay, sounds good.
We'll let you sit beside the young and go down the council with you. But anyway,
Kendrick can get the privilege, huh?
Yeah.
Your grandchild probably.
Probably can.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
That's what
I watched her this weekend, they do a lot of things, about it. They should get it.
that's what I go to my grandkids.
Yeah, that's the ones that.
And as we go through, one of the things on here, and there's Michael, we're talking about the separation of Damon Child. And, he had an injury.
Yeah, so he had hurt his wrist off work, and the doctor had gave him one excuse, and then he had to go back to see the doctor, and he prolonged it another week. And he was supposed to return to work on the 7th. And as of the next Tuesday, I hadn't heard from him anything, saying the company policy reads that if you don't return to work after a approved leave, after 3 days, you resign.
So it is on our sheet. We don't have anything on there for a termination. It says separation. So I guess it'd be separation by termination.
Has he come back since then and asked about his job?
No, sir, I have not talked to him since. Now, he's talked to some of the guys, he talked to Tim the other day, and, because I had to call the other guy, I had to get, some of them to call the other guy and have him need to turn his uniform stuff in before he gets his little check. And, I couldn't get a hold of him, and he talked to Damien, and Damien said, me too? And Tim told him, yeah, you need to call Michael and talk to him.
Now, who initiated this letter?
Now, that is actually, Reggie LaFette.
Oh, okay, that's not this one. Okay.
That was the next about Reggie Lafitte. He submitted his resignation, but he's going to another job.
Yes, he's going to get cricket.
Yeah, that was 16. Killing it. No. We probably lose some of that right now.
Is Tim that there?
I think it's in all.
Did we get Rocky Creek 16.5, Gateman 16?
That the age?
No, money problem.
Oh, no, $16 out.
Rocky Creek went 16.50, Gateman 16 start. And now, well, depending on qualifications.
What you gotta do to get them in?
That didn't even get it.
And yeah, that's what I
Hardy's tried opening it up and they're shut it off at, was it 2 in the afternoon now? They just do a breakfast through lunch is all. That's all you get, staff and bread, keep it open.
I have on here a discussion about the outlet mall, and there's 3 reasons. I had one person approach me about purchasing it. So I told him to send me a proposal to see what he wants to do with it and any questions he has about it, so then we go back and answer. I had one person supposedly interested in renting it. I'm asking for the same thing from him as a proposal. But now at the same time, we're applying for the CDBG grant. And if we included it in that, that would give us funding to actually go through and do demolition, right, Tim?
Yes, sir.
And we take down all the, because there's a section of it that's burned. Some of the other sections on, we had problems with the, at least one of the last storms where, the wind was blowing insulation out all over the place. So, I just wanted to go through and, see what the council's, feelings were on, look at, because, if you go through and sell it, definitely have to go through that, that's a fair market value.
We had an appraisal, which I think was kind of low, we had gotten on the property.
Yeah, we had an appraisal, and our appraisal that was done was at $278,000. And I think one person contacted offered us like $100,000. So, you gotta be somewhere in there, close to the appraisal and $100,000. Now, when it comes, I don't have any information on the person that was talking about wanting to lease it. I don't even, I'm not sure where we start on a lease figure. I guess we would have to contact some realtor or someone like that. However, if we decide to go through and do demolition on what's out there, it's included in the CDBG grant, it won't cost the city anything. That would be paid for by grant fund, correct? Tim?
Correct. So we kind of have two options. We could have the steel removed and sold. And
Right now, it's high.
right now it's really high. And then try to use the grant to tear down the foundation.
Would we, the piece that runs along, Horny Drive, would we demo that because it does have
That's your
restrooms
decision.
structure there. It's a little
That's
bit on
not my decision. That's y'all's
Okay.
decision. But it is in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, I mean, building wise, yes, but I mean, when you have those facilities there, if you have groundwork of starting to do something else pretty easy. Or easier. I haven't been in them lately, but I know one time it was a pretty good structure where the office, the bathrooms were on that backside, on the Horny
I
Drive.
don't think they're any.
All that was tore out.
Yeah, I don't
Plumbing's
think
still
there's,
up.
it's
Yeah.
just a,
Under
it's just a
slab.
metal canopy, sort of more or less.
Well, I know we're working on the CDBG grant now, and that's why I wanted to put it out there for the council to take into consideration, think how what you might want to do with. Even if we go through at this point, we decide that we want to, dismantle it, at some point in time in the future, we come back and decide we want to sell it. I know no prohibition in the grant that it's.
No. We could definitely take something out of the grant. Remember when we were talking with them, we can take something out. If they allot us certain money, we're not gonna get any more money, but if it's not a set thing, so there's a little bit of wiggle room. Like if we get a price X to tear this house down, and we have X plus 5 to tear that house down, then we can use that 5 to tear something else down. But if we don't include it, it's not in it, because that's a pretty big chunk.
The work we're talking about demoing that outlet center would not take away from any houses. We're talking about demo.
No, we will include that cost into the grant. And I think we'd be eligible for up to what, $350,000. So that's why we're trying to get all of the information together now. And, that's the whole thing about it. We've been going through trying to contact people, let them know that this is a grant. It's not an attempt by the city to go through and seize your property or anything of that nature. But this has been an existing problem for the city for a long time. And now the opportunity for us to go through and address it and get it corrected. Now, we can't make you participate in a grant or anything like that. But the thing you have to realize is that at some point in time, with some of these properties, that if they're not following the code, then the options the city has is to abate the property. And once we abate the property, then at some point in time, it could be deemed unsafe and condemned. And we can move forward with a
Then we could.
demolition order, and we can take it down. But the issue with that is that at that point, well, the cost of demolition would be a lien against their property.
And we become owners on this.
Yeah, right, and where the, some of the lots are not worth what it.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. Then they get the points that, hey, I don't care, you're gonna keep doing it, you're gonna keep cutting grass for the rest of your life, you don't own it. Purchase it, then it gets to that point.
Yeah, and, like I say, but definitely, they not purchasing those structures on them in the shape they were.
Yeah.
So, at that point, like I say, the way I see it with this CDBG grant, it's a win-win for everybody that participates in it. Because we're not placing a lien against the property. Where it comes to the point we own it, we get rid of the structure for you. And at that point, you go back and become responsible for the lot. But we'll go through and, give you guys an opportunity before the grant submission is due, to think about what we're going to do.
So that one proposal on that to purchase it for 100,000 that you discussed with me about it, that might be an option once all that building is moved to sell it at just dirt value for that purpose.
But at that point, we need another price. Okay. I don't see where we have a Freedom Festival. I do have a proclamation here for
And then you skipped, the firefighter and the emergency repair for the road. And the Freedom Fest girls aren't on it at all.
The Freedom Press guy.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not.
all right, let me
law.
back up here.
That's just a
Okay,
pageant.
all right, I was looking at the other one, I had made some notes off of it. Okay, let's see, we got the resignation, okay, yes, the advertisement for a firefighter recruit. And, she's not
Tristan,
here, but,
yeah, but Tristan, the one that he had hired, he decided he wasn't coming to take the drug test, and so we didn't even make it to hire him. So he wants to advertise for 30 more days.
okay. Now, the other item on here is the emergency repair for the road at the community house, Mill Park Drive.
Yes.
Correct?
It's actually, when you go in front of community house and start on that curve, that hill on the right, it is blowed out. They gotta replace that curb and all that, but also, and all them pipe come loose. So what we done, we used what pipe we had, and they're gonna rock that ditch going on down into there, so, and try to, they're gonna stabilize that bank with the rocks. But it is sloughed off, and the golf course water line, that 6-inch water line, it took it down the hill with it. But I got them to move their water line back up the hill closer to the road, so we could get in there and rock all of that secure.
So that would be an item that would be coming up.
Yes, that keeps on giving.
None of that was worked on when they did the lake project.
No, this was, all that was wooded.
You having all that training, whole lot that we do.
30-day storm to get pretty rough here. Like, the 30-year storm.
We had one blowout over on Hughes Avenue the weekend. We've got a little more dirt work to do, but we got the pipes back in, had to buy a 30-inch pipe. It probably wouldn't happen, but sometime in the past, it wasn't since I've been here, but there's a 24-inch pipe coming on the road. Somebody stuck a 16-inch pipe up in there to extend it on out a little further. And it just kept building up pressure, and
So dirt road portion.
you're right there where the dirt road and the highway meet.
Back on track, now I got the proclamation for Kentucky truck. No, National Public Works proclamation, with Michaels. And so, you know, we're going to be able to do this. Do they have a copy of it in the packet? So I don't have to read all of it. But anyway, this is a proclamation that declares April 19th, that actually the month of April 25th through the 30th, is National Public Works Week proclamation. And, you know, the whole proclamation is in here, and I think it's well deserved, because sometimes our public works people are not given the credit that they deserve, so they get out there all times at night and all types of weather conditions. So I was glad to sign this and make that proclamation. Okay. And then we also have a proclamation for special truck event that is coming up.
That should be included in with that.
Yeah.
And with this,
Yeah, with the public work.
Yeah.
That's all part of the public work week.
all part of public works. Week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so special truck is,
Next Friday.
yeah, is scheduled for April 29th from 8 to 1. Okay, and it will be at the Banter Fair Dialogue, where they are at Main Street. Just make everybody aware. I need to go get this. Just don't get that back off the table. Conference. You know, we went back and we started the Monroeville campaign. And it went through up until COVID came through and raised his ugly head. So we're getting ready to go back and reinstate it. And so what I am going to, I have them to do, we have a lot of people who were sponsors and made contributions to it. And in order of recognition for that, we went through and we had this plaque made. It came from the contributions we had to the program to recognize all of those sponsors. And it reads, Monroeville is beautiful, dedicated to the proud supporters of the city of Monroeville. And we have everybody who made those supports made. And I'm gonna put it out there in the lobby of City Hall.
What if you made a small donation? It's on that too.
There is the donation option.
I
see
paid
one.
$200.
I seen one on here for
Keep it out.
this my daddy. They don't say how much
I think she said 500.
Put it down.
It is, they don't care how
okay.
much, but, and we have, you know, in the future, if other people want to come in and be sponsors, we got additional room on the place. So I do go through and I appreciate all of the support that we got from everybody, and we are actually coming on board to kick this off again on the 30th. And then beginning in June, we will be doing the second Saturday of every month. And we'll kick off with fire station one. So, the way I foresee it going, I don't want to limit anybody's participation on that second Saturday of June. From my standpoint, I'd like to go through and kind of concentrate on the district so we can move that. So,
I hear they advertise that you gotta leave your driver's license or ID and pick up the stuff to go collect with. If you go drive somewhere and get stopped, which situation will be in.
I don't know how that portion came about.
Isn't it
I know that-
advertised that way? You gotta leave your
Yeah, and I know what it was for, so that we can get
get stuff back.
the stuff back. And I'll figure out in case that situation comes
You
up.
think, maybe they'll cover that, if that oddball thing happens.
Yeah, I'll discuss that with the courts, so we don't get anybody in trouble. So, I think we'll be pretty good on that. But
You think we just make a copy of the license at the fire station?
that's good.
I got the copy.
I'll do that. I'll discuss that with Don and Charlie.
Kind of like when you go test drive a car.
Yeah.
They would keep your license, they make a copy of it.
Yeah.
When you gonna put that in the, when you gonna
We
make
put it in the.
You can take it home with you.
We're gonna put it in the line, you have to sit off.
I think Don said some of the ones are coming up there too. But I think Don said she was getting some of the women to come up there for that too.
Oh, okay, all right. So we'll come back and do that another March when council. Okay. All right. We also got the prescription drug take back that's going to be going on at the 30th. We got drop off at the fire station, Walmart, and Monroeville. And last year was pretty successful. They said 7 people brought in 26 pounds. That's a lot of stuff there. It was pretty successful. And then we got an announcement for the Monroeville Freedom Fest pageant 2022. Yeah. That's gonna be Friday, May 7th, 2021 at 7 p.m. At Wesley Hall. And also the beginning of Monroe Market Days, Farmers Market. And I have it's going to be beginning April 28th to July 28th and October 6th to December 15th. It's on Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. which is what we always pretty much done. One of the things that I've been working on with the police department is that we've got a whole bunch of guns that have either been confiscated, forfeited, or abandoned, or whatever. And I've talked with the city attorney concerning this, and there is a way that we can actually go through and get these weapons into the hands of the chief of police. We have to go through and advertise, so if there's anybody out there that, has lost one or whatever, they get an opportunity to claim. But after that period of advertising is over, we can do a resolution that the chief of police will be given the authority to work with a federal firearms licensed dealer to trade these weapons in and get weapons for the police department. And there's some of them on there, they're not, the value is not worth trading in, so those should be destroyed. But the others, will go to a federal firearms licensed dealer, at which time, they may put them on the market to sell, or they may sell them to another police agency or whoever. But that cleans out our inventory and gives us an opportunity to purchase these additional weapons for the police department. The other forfeiture. I also have received quotes for the air conditioning system. We had to update them at the community house. And there's a quote dated April 11th. This is from Conrad Watson. It's for 7.5 ton heat pump. The quote is $12,975. At the same time, I have a quote from Washington Heating Cooling Incorporated, which is a quote for $12,500. These quotes are only good for.
Well, the one from Washington's only good to April 25th.
Okay.
This was their original bid from January. And Conrad's was higher because theirs was only good for 30 days, so I had to get them to resubmit. So his was,
Yeah, his went up.
Yeah.
We all know what inflation is. So, we decide which one of these is both on a 7.5 ton, split heat pump.
What were the prices?
Watson was 12,500. Conrad Watson is now 12,975.
Boston's still good.
yeah, up until April 25th. After that, they said they would have an increase also. So that's what, Friday or
That's
Saturday?
installation and whatever warranties and whatever else goes with it.
That, it has, both of them have given all their information, but if they would have to have, Watson would have to have a signed contract by the 25th for the price to be still at 12.5.
This is in the ballroom or what is
It's in the ballroom.
How many more old units do we have? We replaced several here.
We've replaced a couple of them. We've replaced that one in the storeroom, but the kitchen, the dining room, and probably 2 others in the ballroom are probably still old. We've just been trying to keep them repaired.
apples to apples, $400, $400.
Well, there's a few more things on that those things need. The copper line flush, electrical wire, main switch box, equipment needed, draining auxiliary drain, time away from pressure protection. On the other. If they need anything or not. There are 4 things on the other, and if they need anything, Congress also did.
Watson has a second page on there too. He mentioned some more stuff on the second page.
Okay.
Blowing hot air.
Yeah, that one at Watson's doesn't talk about the electrical wiring.
As I said, I don't know if those mean anything. They won't get others on the other, just sit and listen.
Right, if it's just assumed. I can check with him, tomorrow. Get them to verify.
We're gonna need to vote on it tonight on. Yeah.
Can we slip out and try to call him now?
That time delay and all is common on all of them.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know if those things, just because they live, I don't know if that's anything special he's doing. Make a two-page quote of things, and all the real nuts and bolts and everything on there, we'll make it look like that.
Good offer us, the mayor to spend up to the Watson bid if necessary, to get to the lower bidder. That way he's got the flexibility if it is a difference.
One bid is $400 less, does it? Doesn't mean Watson's got the beat.
Yeah, as long as it includes all that wiring and whatever, not the extra stuff.
So what y'all saying is that Ron's gonna guide it unless there's additional charge for each one. Give you a motion to that there. Okay. Also, when you go back on like this, I had Roger Schultz come by and visit me. And, see, we're having some of these fancy LED lights starting to flicker and go out. We're supposed to be last forever. 3 of them on the bypass, and one's out, and 2 are flickering.
They, they got warranty on.
Two are flickering last night, one's out. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. Okay, Roger Schultz came by today and he brought me a letter talking about the 2022 residential rate modification. And it says that the contract allows for an adjustment to the residential monthly fees based on the consumer price index / all urban consumers / US city average water, sewer, and trash index CPI. And it says the CPI increased 4% in March 2022, which is attached. And so the residential rates will be adjusted by the CPI change of 4% effective May 1, 2022. So one residential, one car will go from 1582, which is current price, to 1646. And residential second car, which was 1096, will go to 1140. We're charging 16. What are
We
we
were
charging?
charging 1582 now.
We charging
What are we
1580?
charging?
What are we charging? Because that house, no,
Yeah, it says residential.
I mean, what they charging us and what the customers charge to get back. I think it's 16. I think we rounded up. Rounded up. What they charge us and what's charged the household.
And they go
1646.
If it was 16, well, I'd go $1 and then we may cover next year. Keep going up every year.
Second car was 11.
Yes, the second car, their rate would be 1140.
We went through that discussion. There's not many people paying that second car.
Yeah, we were at 1096 now, and it'll go to 1140.
And while there were a few people paying and they wound up, there was, people had second of the cars, and I don't know what they were doing, but it was, you know, Mike. When they did the audit on the second cars.
A lot of people called and wanted to pick up.
Yeah. And I said there were very few paying.
Yeah.
So then, as it stands now, we got 1,980 homes. And then the ones with residential second cars is 280.
Is that me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know at one time there was, I think less than 25 paying it. So it did all.
Like, we'll get a little quicker service on car replacement and that kind of thing. There. 2-3 weeks usually.
Most of the time. A lot of the problem is the truck eating them.
They pretty rough on them.
Well, no, it's eating them.
Falls
now.
off and goes
He
in.
just dumped it on over in there. Hey, one man stood on the porch and watched it. He just didn't try to get out and then he just drove off. So that-
Most people don't pay for the second car. They just pay for the first.
That's what was happening.
That's why we did the audit. We got 208 households now that we charge for the second car.
Somebody moves and they get it, or if somebody goes steal somebody else's.
Well, you know, we also found out that, last year before last, the guy that was, delivering the car, replacing the car, he would leave some of the old and tell folks, oh, y'all gotta keep that.
Okay.
And that's how some of them got too close.
What we charge per customer.
That's what we charge the customer, and then that's the public service rate.
16 is what we charge.
Yes.
That's what I thought it was.
And how much for the second
16.
car? Second car, somewhere.
It's 10, 11. Okay. That's. I'd just say go $1 up.
Go to 17. and it's got 12 or something.
I didn't, but somebody died.
I just need a motion to go ahead and adjust the job description tonight, because this is going.
Yeah. We'll let the water board pass that on, or they work their bills already out, we may lose the money.
Adjust that tonight.
So that way we might do it next year.
Yeah, if it goes up, it probably will go up some, that way we may not have to go next year. Give them a break.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be like the sewage folks every year going up and down. God. You get caught by her? Don't have more.
It's thermostat still.
It is selling salt. Don't do that thing, that automatic increase every single year. No, you can pay.
Okay, let's see, we touched on all those market days. We got Freedom Fest, and let's see, we got the barbecue foods and blankets coming up on June 3rd. 2022 from 7 to 9 at the Oakley Big Amphitheater. And and also, we have the Monroeville Market Days is the Bounty and Grace Fourth of July event is scheduled for Thursday, June 16th at 6:30 p.m. on the old courthouse south lawn. I think tickets are available for $60. And you have how many tickets? 100?
150.
Okay, I think I pretty much have covered everything I had. The only other thing tonight is when we have a scheduled town hall meeting at the community house. And we'll go through and discuss our local safety initiative with the community, so they understand what it is we're trying to accomplish with them. Invite them back to the team. 6:30. What time? 6:30. Yeah, we're doing it on Wednesday night, that's church night. So make sure we have that covered. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything I've got. Councilman Gruden?
What was the date on the meeting, town hall meeting?
Tonight.
We went through it now.
Just have extra fun tonight.
You have to gain that down again. We just said you're gonna go back and look to see. You wrote it down, but if you got to do it again. Then we go do it.
Yeah, Victoria.
Just finish the dogs in the city.
Yeah. Let's not make a note of that.
You made a note.
I know, that's one to keep me.
Straight.
Yeah. I have to have that every once in a while. So I guess we need to go back and review the animal control ordinance, because what you're saying here, what you got dogs, they're chained.
Yeah, but
They're not inside their enclosure, they're just chained outside.
yeah, to a tree maybe, but if some of them are not.
Can we get, our control officer to look at that chief?
What's that? Yeah, either way, just grab it on.
Yeah, when he was on.
She got right all over town. Gotta get specifics where she can go with it.
Do you know, if
You can tell her afterwards.
you go on Deputy Brown in front of my house and look across the street, you'll see about 15. Like blood dogs.
There's an ordinance says they can't be on the chain.
It's supposed to be in a fence.
I'm not sure.
As long as they're not running loose, as long as they're contained, I think they're okay.
So what, man?
I think as long as they're contained and taken care of, they're okay.
But these are
The ones that, the fence thing came in was when they kept getting out and going over to Greg Collins' house.
You just go and look at those.
I'll send this mistake in. I ain't know.
I'm gonna bring you back in here. I'm gonna
You've been over there.
get a loose.
There. Yeah.
Did y'all mention about advertising for another firefighter?
You can't keep them, I tell you.
Man, I can't get him there. They called the day before the drug test and said, I'm not coming.
Not coming. Somebody found that at station assistant loan.
Mike?
No.
Chief Armstrong?
Did you tell me yesterday morning at the meeting that we could add the no vaping over to the community house? Rules, did y'all talk about that?
No, we haven't talked about it. But I think what they're running into, that you got people who are, I know we got, no smoking. But now we got people coming in with vaping. And so, is that something that we want to allow in the community?
I understand you're saying, because I know I have the same issue at work. But everybody's doing it now, because one of the things is they, before have to go outside and park a lot, smoke, some of them, if that's their way of living. But, I mean, we kind of looked at it too. The reason you don't have smoking is a fire hazard as much as anything. The justification for it is the vaping becoming a nuisance to other people that's complaining, or what do you?
Well,
What's the
well,
reason for initiating? it?
People will think that there's others smoking, so they'll start wanting to light up in the community house. So we just need clarification to make, whether they can or whether they can't. So we'll know
What to do?
what to do, because, you know, people come to the office and complain. People are in there smoking, you check, but they're not smoking, they're vaping. So,
Yeah, it depends on how, work, depends on how they turn it up. Some of them will do it, don't even know they're doing it, but the others will blow the cloud of smoke. I saw one of them puff because he got a cloud of smoke.
uh-huh,
Well, and then you have the issue of it's not supposed to be in public either in the city limits, because they can't do that around the square. From what my understanding is,
I
you're
don't
not
think there's
supposed
anything
to-
that's been
The vaping?
ordinance-wise as far
No,
as that.
the smoking.
Smoking,
Yeah,
yes, but as far as vaping,
And the vape didn't smell like the fruity smell,
I mean, they take all kind of flavors
Yeah.
and smells, yeah.
but you could tell when he's smoking like a regular just tobacco.
But that came up like just as a question the other day too. So, I mean, it's starting to come up because I think people are getting a little bit of nut bud, so people are seeing it. Some people were asking questions.
I just did a quick Google search, at 13 states, 2 territories, 841 municipalities have outlawed vaping in smoke-free public areas as of 2019.
I don't know, like I said, I'm just trying to get some, I don't like it in a sense, because I'm around people and the odor and stuff, kind of thing, there's chemicals in it, not any better than cigarettes, but I just, justification to do it and try and enforce it, seems like it's gonna be pretty tough.
Do we need to try and get some more information on it before we consider?
So I think that's a tough road to go down. You can't, who's gonna be doing police and what kind of trouble you're gonna get into trying to enforce it.
I don't see them stepping outside the vape because it's others around the area. Rather than here and
Can we,
there, they think things.
Can we check your first list service, to see if there are other municipalities got works? I think that's good.
A lot of times you doing things, but does it going to create another issue?
well, we've just had it asked, you know.
I understand
So
what you're
we
coming from. I
wanna,
mean,
we wanna know what your opinion is, where we need to stand on it, so there's no controversy out there.
And I know a lot of them, they heard it, it's every 5, 2, I mean, less than every couple of minutes, they're good.
But now, at community house, you can smoke, but it's just a designated area.
It has to be 10 foot away from the front door.
Okay. So,
We have a smoker's post and a bench sitting up against that, under the awning thing right there.
so we're not talking about eliminating vaping. If we restricted it, they would have to go into the smoke.
That would probably be a
If they
better
just,
route
if they had
go.
to step outside like the smokers
It would
do.
probably be a better route to go.
And that.
You know, I wasn't asking us not to let them vape at all out there. I'm just saying if we need to, if they would go again with the same rules as a smoker as instead of a vapor.
I don't have an issue with that, but, you know, we're not eliminating. So, if y'all want to take it up tonight.
Let's do research. I think it's probably that direction time to work.
Okay. Ms. Brooks? You good? Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, I'm going time for you. You heard that all that? If you got shot at last night.
The military, they
So do you want me to-
go back here.
I'll be out beginning April 26th through May 20th. They put me on orders. And so I'll go from Florida to Georgia and I'll come back.
I think what we need to look at, because that'll be like 6 weeks so far this year. I think we need to look and define that a little bit better, because that's almost like a fourth of the time. And I know I've been through this at meal, you know, so we may need to look at that next meeting. One time we had, you know, they did it different ways, but after X number of days out there, they didn't supplement your pay. You were strictly on military pay after X amount of time. One of the things that they do out there. So,
There is a section in the policy that states a number of days that you can be out. It's for active overtime.
it's like 168 hours. But I mean, we can, that's policy right now, things have changed. That next time.
Let's cut that 5 minutes.
What'd you say you're gonna get out of here?
It's gonna be April 26th, through May 20th.
I mean,
May 20th. It's like a month. And I'm sending the mail. So the deal,
it's more than 30 days.
it's less than 30 days.
So that falls on the prime of the policy of 168 hours.
It does.
Okay.
But that's what I was just mentioning, because it's in the policy.
And you have to add this 2 weeks plus the 4 weeks, 6 weeks this year, so.
So what are you suggesting to change it to?
I don't know, that's up for discussion. I don't think, you know, I don't know. But I know that's.
It hadn't come up before, so I guess you haven't had to think about it.
Right, but to me, that's an excessive amount of time to be off. And I understand that they got orders, person has orders, we always had to let them be off. But you don't have to. Sometimes you got, at one time, they would make up the difference. See, what we dealt with was like weekends, you know, and 2 weeks in the summer. It was never, I won't say never, but most time that's all it was. It was 2 weeks in the summer and then 1 weekend a month. And at one time, anything above that, they didn't pay you for. Now, another time, I think this was the ARP way back when, the 2 weeks in the summer, all they paid for was the difference between the military pay and the regular pay, which is always the difference. The military pay all the least.
That's a private company, right?
Doesn't matter.
It don't have to matter, I said.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't have to.
Right.
Well, we can look at other, maybe, research.
I would like to do that.
And I know state troopers and Mayor knows about this. I mean, we had a lot of folks in the guard, state troopers. Got their time, some were paid. Of course, we had the meal, they want to take off extra time, they want vacation time, whatever. There's a lot of different ways, possibilities. But when you've got 4 people in an office, you've got one out 25% of the time, creates a problem. Right? Or it moved for me if I was in a bit slack.
I also want to state that I stated that I was in the military before this. I also stated that I have 2 weeks inventory and I'm gone once a month for 1 weekend.
I got you.
I don't determine when they give me orders, but I have to take the orders.
Yeah, I mean, I see that schools are small.
Yeah.
My coworker, when they have to leave, they leave, but they still are paid.
But I also, like I told the mayor, I'm providing orders to him. If y'all would like for me to send it to y'all, I think we will.
Well, as we go back there and we take a look at it, we look at once in a rough and ask, we get something from, this, and we'll do it. Now. 5 o'clock. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Monroeville City Council to order with, application by Mr. Perry.
May we pray? Thank you, dear Lord, for all the things you do for us. And thank you mostly for rising from that grave this past Sunday. We know now that you are with us. We ask that you now to be with us as we open this council meeting. And to open the doors that should be open to us and close the doors that should be closed. And give us now the wisdom to know the difference in these 2 doors. Help us to make the right decisions for all the citizens of Monroeville. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance. Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the work session that's held on April 5th, 2022 at 3:30 p.m. The public hearing is held on April 5th, 2022 at 4:45 p.m. Public hearing is held on April 5th, 2022 at 4:50 p.m. And also the regular meeting is held on April 5th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion for the approval of the minutes? Do I have a second? Okay. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of a half waiver fee for the Kiwanis Club of Monroeville for a daily event to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the club on November 11th, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve the half waiver fee for the Kiwanis Club?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of the iPads purchased through FirstNet, to also include a cell phone for unanimous tip line, at the price of, what's it, 100
$59 for the iPads.
$159 for the iPads. And I think the cost of the phone is $100. And then the services to go along with it. So do I have a motion to approve the purchase through FirstNet? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? The next item on the agenda is approval of the separation of Damon Childs. Do I have a motion to approve the separation of Damon Childs? Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Should we note on there, the policy defines job abandonment, it's basically job abandonment.
Here they remarks that, Okay, the next item is the resignation of, yes, okay, is the resignation of Reggie Lafitte. Do I have a motion to approve the resignation of Reggie Lafitte? Okay, do I have a second?
That's it.
Any questions? All in favor? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval to advertise for a firefighter recruit for 30 days. Do I have a motion to approve for firefighter recruit for 30 days? Do I have a second?
That's it.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Next item on the agenda would be the approval for emergency repair for the road at the community house, which is Park Drive. Do I have a motion to approve the repair? Okay. Do I have a second?
That's it.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of replacement of the air conditioner from the community house. Do I have a motion? I have two quotes from Lawson Heating and Cooling, one for $12,500 and one for Conrad Watson for $12,975. And do I have a motion to approve the repair of the repair and replacement of the air conditioning heat pump unit at the community house for $12,500, provided it meets the other requirements. Right. Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the purchase of the heating and air conditioning unit at the community house from Lawson Heating and Cooling, provided it meets the any other requirements? Okay, do I have a second? Okay, any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Do I need to do the hand forfeiture here? I need a motion to approve the advertising. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the advertisement of abandoned and forfeited weapons by the police department for sale? Not for sale, for publication.
Wording of those guns are in that are in your possession.
What are they?
Yeah, I know we were talking about what to do with it.
It's a list, Chipper has it, and it's going through it. And it is our advertising in the paper, and if anybody has paperwork. The ones that we have are ones that were attached to nothing, we don't have case numbers, no charges, so we'll give them an opportunity to come and claim it. If they don't, we can either have them destroyed and use the money to buy weapons for us, the police department, or I think they can be auctioned off to a company that will get rid of them some kind of way. And we'll get money for the late or whatever. We'll benefit from it either way, but it kind of cleans out. There's like probably over 300 of them.
Yeah. I got a list here, the ones. And the ones to be destroyed. And as I said, they would go through a federal firearms license deal. Plus, they're advertised, and if they're not claimed or whatever, then we can do a resolution to, for the forfeiture and allow the police department to sell.
Forfeiture motion there.
Yeah.
See, that-
Yeah, it's publicized.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do I have a motion that allows us to increase the cost of household garbage to $17 per month? And the second cart, that they have one to $11. $12, I'm sorry, $12.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
That's it.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh.
That would be good.
Tim, we're not at the point that we need anything on the outlet mall at this point, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Next items that I have. Is for the recognition of the valedictorian and the salutatorian at Monroe Academy. So let me go ahead and get the signatures. Yeah, we'll make presentations. Okay, at this time, I would like for Mr. Nathan Chen to come forward to be recognized as the valedictorian for Monroe Academy graduating class of 2022. Congratulations, sir. I don't know what school you're going to. I got a recommendation.
But Hard Knocks is not what he wants.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate your hard work. And I would like Miss Kaylin Thames to come forward. This is a certificate of recognition for being the salutatorian at Monroe County High, at Monroe County Academy, but I graduated from County High School for the class of 2022. I won't put you on the spot by asking you which school you go.
That's what I'm getting.
Roll Tide.
Thank you.
Okay, my next item is that as mayor of the city of Monroeville, I'd like to proclaim the week of April 25th to 30th, 2022 as National Public Works Recognition Week. So it be resolved. And finally, my last item is I would like to make an announcement of a new business opening here in Monroe. It is South Alabama Gas. We locate a retail operation in the, right there on South Alabama Avenue in what used to be the Frontier Sales Office. The services that they will provide there would be retail for appliances. And also they would have a kiosk there where people can come in and make the payments. And if they have any service issues, there's a person there to address them. Now, at the same time, the gas board has made a determination to centrally locate their maintenance operations and repair operations in Repton. It's a consolidation of services. It eliminates duplication of services and allows them to operate more efficiently. So at this time, whenever that facility becomes available, they will be moving to that location. And they're working on plans now as to how they will, the facility that they're vacating will be utilized. So I think in the future, you won't see a vacant building. Okay. That is pretty much everything I've got. Councilman Pope? Nothing else at this time. Okay. Councilman? No. Okay. Councilman Tom? That's that. Yeah. Yes. All right. Okay, Chief Black? Mike? No. Okay, Chief Armstrong? Ms. Atkins?
No, sir.
Ms. Bruton? I've talked about it in the work session. You know, if you don't take pride in your city, nobody else will. And we began a campaign back in last year with the help of Ms. Debbie Lee, Ms. Dawn Brew, Ms. Emily Martin, Ms. Joanne Snowden, called Monroeville Beautiful. And you would be surprised as to how much litter we picked up in the city. As a result of that, I had people come up out of town. They made comments as to, how beautiful and clean our city was. So we had to put a pause on it due to COVID, but we are starting the campaign back up beginning on April 30th. And after then, beginning in June, we will do the second Saturday of each month. Hopefully we can identify different districts that we will target. That does not necessarily mean that if a person has an area that they want to work on, they can. Supplies will be available at Fire Station 1. We had some discussion. I know we talked about driver's license, but can we get a copy of the driver's license instead of them leaving the driver's license?
Oh, yeah, just any form of ID is
Okay.
fine.
So we can get a copy of the driver's license, and then they can pick up the supplies that would be needed to go out and continue to make Monroe. Monroe is a beautiful city, but with the help of our citizens, we can even make it a more beautiful city. So in recognition of our sponsors, we had sponsors. So we went back and we have a recognition plaque that we're going to place in the lobby of City Hall. And the names on here are for people who have already contributed. And if you wish to contribute, we still got more vacant spaces. So like I say, this is an effort. We got different programs that are going on in the city. This is one of them. And as of tonight at 6:30, we're going to do an initiative called Monroeville Safe. Because it is my intention that I want everybody to feel safe when they come visit, whether they are visiting or a resident. And I think that there are things that we can do to show our pride in our city and show just how welcoming we can be and bring people into a safe environment. So tonight, we are having a town hall meeting at the community house starting at 6:30. That's all I got. Okay. Is that, yeah? That's good. All right, there being no further business for the city council of the city of Monroeville, do I have a motion to adjourn?
This time I'll make a motion to adjourn this April 19th meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Still-
Yeah, so I think everybody out of here is hungry.